We're now joined by New Jersey State Senator Nicholas Scutari. He's a Democrat. He chairs the Senate Judiciary Committee. And let's just say this is about the 10th interview we've done about the legalization of marijuana with the senator. He has been the architect of this legislation, this law, which is it a law after the vote in November, Senator?
Yeah, it'll be a constitutional mandate. So, yeah, it will be the law of the land.
What exactly is the law? Because there are lots of pieces to it that are not just the legalization of marijuana, but the process that legalizes it and how it plays out. Please share that.
So through an SCR, Senate concurrent resolution, we placed on the ballot certain language that the voters approved by about 67% plurality in New Jersey, which legalized or allowed the legislature to prepare a framework for the legalization of marijuana in New Jersey, beginning by January 1st of 2021.
Okay, so here, is this what's in the legislation right now? 15% of licenses for cannabis industries go to people of color, is that correct?
Yes.
15% to women and veteran-owned businesses, correct?
Yes.
25% micro businesses, what does that mean?
Well, a smaller level of cannabis cultivator and retail sales. So people with a little bit less capital that like to be in the space would have a better opportunity to open that kind of a shop without all the necessary capital that a full license would be.
And 25% of the businesses in, quote, impact zones, end quote, towns with 120,000 people or more that meet the specific demographic criminal justice measures, impact zones established by the federal government. Why is that important, Senator Scutari?
Well, I mean, we work with advocates, lawyers who represent certain civil and social justice groups, and that was the best that we could come up with in order to try to put money back into and create jobs in the very areas that were the hardest hit on this failed prohibition against marijuana. Okay,
we're taping this on the 17th of November. It'll be seen after. Any roadblocks you see in making this law implementable, if you will, and installed in 2021?
I don't think so. I think there's been a great dialogue between myself and the Senate President, the Speaker, and the Governor's office, and we're at the finish line. I think we've put together a very comprehensive and complex piece of legislation, but one that touches all the right buttons, and I believe it's going to be well received.
Is it fair to say, Senator Scutari, after all the conversation we've had about this, quote, the debate is over?
Well, not yet. It's close. There's still some people that are really having difficulty coming to grips with the fact that marijuana is going to be legal in New Jersey, and they're resisting even the regulatory framework just because they don't believe in it. But the debate essentially is over.
The economics of this, we actually check out our interview on steveadubato.org with several interviews with Governor Murphy, where he talks about the economic implications of this. Can you talk about that, Senator, the economic benefits to the state?
I think the least of which is the tax revenue that we're going to realize, but I think that's an important aspect of it, that people are going to have to pay a tax on a product that right now is widely available without any taxation rate. Some of that money is going to be dedicated to important areas in need. But most importantly, I think, is the job creation. There's any number of different license holders and people that are going to have an opportunity to be involved in this industry. Just recently, I rewrote legislation as it relates to employment. And with that is another opportunity for employment, a drug recognition analyst, which will be something that's necessary in order to ensure that people aren't on any particular job under the influence. So that's a whole nother industry right there within this one.
Quick follow-up on this. Racial and social justice issues. You're going to see a graphic right now on the screen. And it's a series we've been doing called Confronting Racism, an ongoing series of conversations dealing with a whole range of issues regarding race and racism. Black people are 3.5 times more likely to be arrested for marijuana possession than white people. How does this law impact those horrific numbers?
I think the bill in and of itself is the epitome of a social justice reform, just in and of itself, because those arrests are going to stop. And I think that that's extraordinarily important for communities of color and communities that have been impacted on the war on drugs. Suffice to say, it's not just people of minority status. There's plenty of other people, Caucasians as well, whose lives have been screwed up as a result of this prohibition against marijuana. But I think particularly those statistics are borne out. And so I think this is a really amazing step in the right direction.
Senator Nick Scutari, who chairs the Senate Judiciary Committee, he has been the architect, the leader of this initiative to legalize marijuana in the state of New Jersey, a national debate as well. Senator, thank you so much for joining us.
Great to be back as well. Good to see you.
You got it. We'll be right back after this.
State of Affairs with Steve Adubato is a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. Funding has been provided by Holy Name Medical Center, MD Advantage Insurance Company, the New Jersey Economic Development Authority, Valley Bank, the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, Operating Engineers, Local 825, Fedway Associates, Inc., IBEW Local 102, Eastern Atlantic States Regional Council of Carpenters, and by these public-spirited organizations, individuals, and associations committed to informing New Jersey citizens about the important issues facing the Garden State, and by Employers Association of New Jersey. Promotional support provided by NJ.com and by Insider NJ.
Data shows that many patients have avoided seeking critical health care in the wake of COVID-19 for fear of contracting the virus. Delaying medical care can have serious consequences, so you should never second guess or ignore your symptoms. At Holy Name Medical Center, we have measures in place to prevent infectious disease from spreading. We're clean, we're open, and we're safe for all your healthcare needs.